music, it's playing while you are in the menu. The chilling music will kill you. Let's see how I sound here.
Zantac works when you need it. It relieves or prevents heartburn.
Damn commercial. No commercial. Hey, Roberto. Let's see how I sound here.
Zantac works when you need it. It relieves or prevents heartburn.
Damn commercial. No commercial. Anyways, how you doing, Roberto? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies, welcome to The Letter. Yep. No, it's not a biblical game. It's actually, was it? This is a horror game. I played a long time ago. Hey, Azamatsu. Or, excuse me, I mispronounced it. I am drunk, by the way. Anyways, so, again, this game. Excuse me. I'm doing okay. I just got back off the road yesterday. I just finished playing a game by Yang Yang Mobile. That's the people who made this game. A long time ago, I played the demo and backed this game. This is a horror game, which I believe the letter in question is one of these chain letter type things. Anyways, so it's kind of a horror game. You find a letter, and there's something after you, and you have to do something with the letter. Again, that's where the demo kind of ended. So anyways, I backed this a long time ago. Never finished it, so thought I'd play it at least. So let's do a new game. Yeah, nice to see you too, scary, creepy woman. The Ermengarde Mansion. It was built for Lord William and Elizabeth, oh my god, of Lexingburn, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people. Both were well known. By the way, this is it Philippine? Or, I forget, it's, again, they use Hong Kong dollars as a currency. I think they're from the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. It's a visual novel, though. Why am I reading? I'm drunk, I can't read. Under their influence and wealth, what was once a small, sleepy village grew to a prosperous and bustling town. I think there's jump scares here. I don't remember them much from the demo. But again, this has changed a lot since the demo, since they got funded and went above and beyond. So they had some, what do you call it, stretch goals that they reached. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of the Great Plague. A Great Plague, rather. Not the, just a. Not the Great Plague, just a minor one. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their only child, Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. Ellipses. The mansion has stood since the 1620s. Excuse me, a witness to the very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte committed suicide, the great house was eventually left uninhabited. Lightning seemed to emphasize that. And this, or that, is where it began. Surrounding villagers spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, of cries and howls that filled the night, and hearsay of mysterious woman with big honkers roaming around, hollowing the halls aimlessly. I may have added that last detail for my own benefit, but hey, it makes it more interesting, right? People who dared enter its hall were simply never heard of again, before after saying, wow, those are nice, and clink, dying. Even after 400 years, their stories remain, much like the house itself. If it's been standing for 400 years, shouldn't it be... there's no way this house is standing for 400 years without some decrepity? Yeah, without falling apart somehow. Whispers about the once great house, its legend and its curse still fall upon the villagers' ears. In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax. With little regard for the truth, they had Blair Rail Realty Corporation, Realtor Corporation, place this property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside await to be discovered by a brave soul. No matter what happens, take care not to... Oh, I have a mouse here. Take care... curse. Ellipses. Good luck. Isabella. Sports day. Shush, Rose. What if I... Oh, damn it. It answered for me.
Are you there?
No!
Where are you?
Sleeping, bitch. A familiar jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
Thank God this is voiced. I don't have to do shite.
What do you mean, what's the matter?
You're supposed to be here.
It's a mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late.
No, I'm not. A wizard always arrives when he means to.
Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised.
No, I didn't. Sorry, you break. I'm going through a tunnel in the school. Nice pigeons. I can't hear you. Click.
Oh my god, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving
They look
me
new.
this place out on my own, weren't you?
Journal. Undiscovered journey. So nothing actually new. Oh, profiles. So this is us. Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos. Born 26 years old, estate agent, fine art. So this is all about her. We just met. Well, we just know about ourselves, not about Rose, huh? Well, does he smell good? Oh my. Oh yeah, yeah.
Chickened out.
No, I didn't.
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
Yeah, totally.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but
400 years.
nonetheless.
Why are you so surprised?
By the way, isn't the building falling apart? It's been 400 years.
I know. I just wish I could live in a place like this.
You mean with the cobwebs and dust?
It really takes my breath away.
No, that's the cobwebs and dust.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted.
Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all.
Weird pause. By the way, this conversation is actually going on in real time. If I do nothing, will that actually go up to like 30 or so? I mean, I can wait. I got all day. All right.
Nothing but spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right
I'm
now.
grasping at my
Perhaps
jaw.
they
What
will
is that?
curse you.
At her jaw, not her jawbone, her collarbone.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
What? You mean there's actually been a couple already? What kind of real estate agent are we?
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one.
Another one? You mean there's already been one? Again? I've never been in real estate. How often do they actually find dead bodies? Is this a common thing they teach in... Who am I talking to? Is this a common thing they teach in real estate college? I mean, in day 2, did they teach you what to do when you find a dead body in a couch?
That was one time, Isabella.
Still! Again, there's not many jobs where you see dead bodies stuffed in couches. Not even when you work with couches or dead bodies do they rarely intertwine.
Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored being here on my own.
Now just play with yourself. I'll be there soon.
Fine, fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
She seems awfully happy all of a sudden now. She hangs up before I can respond. Rose, still charming as ever.
Who was that?
That was Rose. Couldn't you hear? Hi, cute redhead. I look up from my phone and see Rebecca. Becca. Given me a questionable look.
That? It's just Rose.
Rose? The one you said who trained you.
How they jiggle like that?
You started.
Oh, actually, the mouth moves too.
You're working together again?
Yes. Jealous.
Just for this property. We've been scoping out that big mansion down Anselm Village after the renovations. Today's sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon.
So, did you bother not to clean it?
Oh, wait, mansion? That big spooky one you've been telling everyone about?
Yes. English accent woman.
Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps?
It does, and still does.
You actually went there? And you're going back?
Again, yes, to both. Hey, Nicholas.
Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her.
Ditch her. Nope, can't
And
ditch her.
besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Again, you already said you've seen one dead body. It seems like an odd job where you see dead bodies stuffing sofas. Again, not usual. J. Blow, Danish. Were these backers? Renshai. Anyways, she laughed. As soon as those words leave my mouth, Becca lets out a soft chuckle.
What's so funny?
Your face!
It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character.
But you only known me for the couple minutes this game started.
I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about the place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Cursed rumors and all.
Yes, quite.
I honestly thought you'd back out.
I did, but again, the bitch drawed me back in.
Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it. Plus, listen to this. Briar Realty wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus.
Yeah, usually you get 10% of what the 10% of the sale of a
They
mansion.
never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier.
Yeah, I'll spend it all on hookers and blow.
They're desperate, I'm desperate, it's perfect.
First time I've heard that out of a woman. A sympathetic look crosses her face.
You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me.
Not after you made what you made me do for it last time.
Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
That's what you said last time. Then I ended up, servicing you by digging holes in your ditch. What do you thought I was saying? In the years I've known her, I can already tell that she tell what to expect once she has that expression.
Becca, I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks.
By choice, not by necessity. She crosses her arms, covering her best asset. And grimaces at the thought. Her voice slightly raises as she begins to scold me. Instantly, I'm reminded why Becca excels at teaching boisterous teenagers.
Stop eating junk. They're cheap, but they're not good for you.
I beg to differ. Starch is a key component to life. Yeah,
Definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it.
and that's why I need free healthcare and more money. I eat other things too. You're not my... yeah.
Hey, I eat other things too.
This or that. Oh, I get my first choice. That was my achievement. New, what's this? Relationship. Oh, look how stunning I am. You go, girl. Anyways, so Rebecca, I gained by not calling her my mom. Zachary, so these are all the people. I could be in a relationship with myself. Nightly. Okay. I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture and giving her the best frown I can muster. The same one I use on my younger siblings when they were being difficult. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me.
That's not going to work on me. And I saw it when you were cleaning your flat last week.
Flat? How dare you? Are you British? It's apartment.
The instant noodle cups outnumber everything else.
And that's okay.
You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet?
Is that a come on? I haven't used that pickup line yet.
I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there.
All I mix with the instant noodles. Becca wrinkling her nose by this time. I get to the end of the small list. She blah 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 even went a small green what? She even went a bit green on me. Yeah, her disgusting look there. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it would only lead to more reprimands from her.
Aren't those the same ones you won from the grocer's raffle more than a year ago?
Hey, canned goods last that long?
Oh, I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before
Nope.
eating them.
Nope.
I don't want a repeat of last year.
Again, that's when I got them.
In any case, those are still not exactly healthier choices, Belle.
Belle? Where's the beast at? She shakes her head. That doesn't look that almost looks like seduction. She shakes her head, pausing, possibly laughing at some funny distant memory. When she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her. Sometimes it's just better to let Becca talk until she tires herself out. I'm reading my own story. But, excuse me.
To do with you?
I've again been drinking. Oh, she already said that. She says this more to herself than me. Her voice shifting to something kinder. even motherly, if I'm looking for the exact word.
I hope you know that it's impossible not to worry about you when you're like this. You don't have to keep eating the same thing.
But I like eating the same thing.
I already told you before. You're always free to reheat food in my fridge.
That's not where I heat food.
Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me.
But I enjoy it.
You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no. You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money. And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You and your pride. But suit yourself.
I mean, I got a job, bitch.
The offer stays on the table, though.
Which one? Were there multiple offers? I nod in response, if only to get her to drop the topic. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. What about the other ones? Ever. It has nothing to do with pride. It's simply plenty of times how friendships can take a turn for worse just because of a few unpaid debts. How many times are you bastards go are these circling the house? Are those vultures? Is there someone dead on the roof already? I didn't read that. We may argue... I have a history, don't I? Backlog, here we go. Simply plenty of friendships can take... blah, blah, blah. We may argue a lot for small petty things, but she already feels like a real sister to me. Oh, that's what it says there. I don't want to lose that friendship over something so trivial. Beautiful rose pattern, by the way. Becca's movements, when she takes a quick glance at something behind me, she snaps me out of my thoughts.
Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute.
What am I doing here? Am I a teacher also?
We can catch up later.
Sure.
Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale.
Will do.
You bet.
With a small smile, she turns to her desk and begins sifting through the pages of a rather thick history book. She's probably working on next week's lesson plan. Or at least, trying at least. Her eyes are distant and she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page. As if she heard my thought, Becca starts choking heavily. Her hand hastily go to her mouth to stifle the sounds. This is precisely why I followed her here. For some reason... So someone who makes a habit out of worrying about other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish.
Hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
Vertigo, stiff of her chin, you know, up, 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 up. I leave her with a flat look. She has a she had a cold for a couple days. Something about that strange weather not agreeing with her lately or some nonsense. And despite my advice to take a week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I drove by this morning. She even left the medicine her doctor prescribed. Look who's being stubborn now.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Seriously, you big baby. I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you.
Right.
I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
Sure, can I carry you across the threshold? She offers me a reassuring smile, and I can only sigh. Why do I even bother? There's no stopping her once she's decided on something. Defeated, I reach inside my bag and pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. She looks at it wearily when I place it in front of her. Unfortunately for her, this is the only thing I'm not letting her have her way.
All right, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay?
There's an assuming gleam in her eye when she shifts them back to me.
Look who's playing the mother hen now.
Rebecca!
Okay. I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Again, only call me that in the bed. Before I can resort, she casts another look at the clock. I take that as a sign to finally end the conversation and my short visit. With a small wave, I leave her alone to her classroom and her thoughts. I hail you don't have... Oh, I guess some... same fucking birds! They're following me! Is that the secret to this game? There is no ghost. There's only birds that just constantly follow me. Oh, I'll get you one days. I'll get you one day. Anyways, I hail a passing taxi to take me to the property as soon as I leave the school grounds. Sleepy Sheep Inn. Aw. Mrs. Flowers. The Crawl Bar. Oh, that's nice. Biblioteca. There. Look how big the building is. Anyways, the mansion is some way out of the countryside, but I don't have trouble getting the driver directions. Apparently, everyone in Luxburn knows of it, including every bit of the rumors surrounding the place. In fact, just the mention of a name is enough for locals to give you burps and cautious sidelong glances. I learned that the hard way the first time I commuted there, and it's only boosted my belief that there's something more to this house. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back on the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it's died down in a few weeks later, and the place would have been a lot harder to sell otherwise. Well, usually death and ghosts makes it hard to sell, period. Again, you freaking birds, get out of here! I avert my eyes from the birds, the window once the building shrinks into distance. We get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Gotta get to work all day, underpants way. Rose did ask me to review the mansion's documents. I already looked them over last night. Yeah, basically. Usually there's one or two people that pop in last night, but you never know when a thing may go wrong. Life has ways of messing things up like that. Halfway through reading the papers, my phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it between my ear and shoulder. Mushy mushy. It appears just Rose again anyways.
Guess again.
Ah, asshole. That voice.
Bingo.
Aren't you supposed to be outside with Pikachu catching something?
Hey, what's up?
Just checking if you're still cool later this evening.
I'm always cool, bitch.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah. He even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you later. What time do you get off?
Usually late at night by myself.
Around 6 p.m.? I don't know. It's the first day of the Ermengarde Mansion's opening.
Oh my
I'm
god.
expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
Ermengarde Mansion?
You know, the big Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village.
Jacobean?
I'm on my way there right now, actually.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but...
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up.
Shut up!
Baka! Ash chuckles and I can't help but roll my eyes upon hearing it.
I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up.
Whatever. Bye.
Asshole. Oh, stupid asshole. Ha! Anyways, teasing me whenever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. Who's bad. October 15th, journal update. Oh yeah, I've journal updates. Just me? I mean, I talked to Rebecca already. Yeah, nothing new. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. There's a new tab here. Timeline. Oh, timeline is new. Before mansion, Rebecca. So, do I learn what happened the days before? Okay. History, that, and nothing like a birthday coming up. Anyways, it takes a few more minutes until I reach the mansion. I have to admit it, their entire property does look wonderful from the outside. Yet, despite all of this, it does nothing to hide that something's just wrong. The birds are back again. Are these birds just circling me wherever I go? Is that really the horror of this game? The surrounding area is usually silent except for birds, and rustling of leaves can be heard as the occasional breeze passes. With Anselm Village is just a few miles away, everyone keeps their distance on purpose. Perhaps out of fear, the horror of falling under the mansion's curse. Somehow, it makes me feel sad. The lack of immediate human presence just makes this place feel all the more eerie. Excuse me. Than it has any right to be. If it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can imagine how this place looks at
Are you
night.
planning to go inside that place, Missy?
Yes, I am. Stereotypical accent. The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes away from the house, I give the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but he only answers in a non-committal hum. Blatantly, it occurs to me that he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare, which, again, that's something I haven't done forever because of Uber. I expect him to leave as soon as I've paid, but there's a hesitant expression on him, as if something hasn't been said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place.
What, that it's crazy coke parties at night? Yeah, I've heard.
Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace. And I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to either.
Okay, who bought the house the first time, though?
I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it.
Because they had nicer places to live?
No wonder they wanted to get rid of it.
Because they had nicer places to live?
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
I do. Anyways, he drives off, but it said for being feeling in my gut. I breathe out a heavy sigh as I approach the house. After hearing enough of the rumors, I should have expected the conversation to take that turn. But I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question. It's not like I have a choice anyways. You know, free will not being present in video games. If I want to get that bonus and commission, one way or another, I got to sell this property. Sex sells, you know what they say, advertise with bikinis. The door is ajar. No, it's a door. When I get to it, however, while my own copy of the key is dangling uselessly in my hand, Rose must have left the door open when she arrived. That's weird. Well, maybe, or we may be the only people here this early, but I never know as someone careless. Anyways. Are these original paintings, or is this something that we put up ourselves? Because it seemed like a lot of work just not to sell the house. And who built this place? I mean, refurbished it. Wouldn't they have noticed about the hauntings? Anyways, entering what greets me inside leaves me gasping. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, scratched every nook, cranny, and crevice, and made it spick and spine. I expected a candelier to come out and tell me that he wanted us to be his guests, put our serve. Anyways, all for the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern day lords and ladies. Again, so all these old paintings, or did we put up new ones? But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever. Really? It looks kind of nice. As though it's going to eat you alive. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what the other people have said and telling them and leave the place alone. Again, if it's 400 years old, shouldn't have fallen apart. You could have knocked the bitch down and built your own house on it. Ooh, build apartments. Mansion apartments. Live like royalty in your own 5x5 foot square. Anyways, some things in this world are better left alone. By the way, I do like the subtle animation and how actually the lights move also. Nice echo effect. I call out.
Rose, I'm here. Where are you?
I'm over here, here. My voice echoes softly throughout the hallways. Ellipses answers back in ply. Oh, who am I kidding? In a place this big, I don't think she'd hear me no matter how deafening the silence is. She could be all the way to the other side of the property for all I know. Quickly, I reach for my phone and dial her number. But
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
what does that mean, not been recognized? Well, she's not a country, so the UN doesn't recognize her as a country. What we were just talking a while ago. It's not like she was eaten by the house, right? Even so, she'd still have a Verizon bill. Wait a minute, if I get eaten by a house, do I not have to pay my bills anymore? It's enticing. Or maybe the ghost did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? Well, that means you get to hang out with the No Monster, that cool bathhouse, you know, all that cool stuff, right? Haku? Anyways. Ellipses did not answer. He didn't see that movie. He preferred Kiki's Delivery Service. No, Isabella, don't be ridiculous. She's probably just wandering deeper inside the house and lost signal or something. I dialed her number again, hoping to call a contact this time. But to no avail. Oh boy. I have a very bad feeling about this.
Rose? If you can hear me, please come out.
Of the closet, it's been too long. We know. We all know. Just come out.
Come on, Rose. This isn't funny. You know this place gives me the creeps.
The creeps, the creeps. No answer. This isn't going to work. The place is big. She could be anywhere. I need to start looking for her. I take a deep breath before venturing deeper into the mansion. Apparently there are what's that? I forget the name of that instrument. Anyways, taking a couple steps forward, I noticed something moving above the staircase. I didn't see anything.
What the hell? Rose?
I didn't see...
Rose, is that you?
Did I see anything? No, I didn't.
Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out.
Well, just leave then. End of game. Good game.
Not coming out, huh?
Fine, I'm going.
Okay, that's a lie. She's my friend. I can't really leave her until I know she's alright. Grabbing desperately, I try contacting her again. Come on. Please, give me something. Please, Lord? Ellipses said, yes, my child. Finally.
Hello? Hello? Rose, I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you?
I'm at the bar. You know the bar called the mansion? I thought that's what we were talking about. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off again before I get an answer from her.
Rose, come on. Where are you?
Again, this house was made with lead. A few moments pass until the static eventually starts to quiet down. She's an attic. She's addicted to cocaine?
What? The attic? Why?
The phones don't do that. Cell phones don't do that anymore. You lose a call, it just goes blank. I know it's a movie trope, a video game trope. Anyways, do I really need to get out of here? With how deep inside the mansion the attic is, there's probably barely any signal there. No wonder I can't contact her. But why is she there? Of course, out of all the places, she just had to make me go fetch her in the creepiest room of this place. Is it creepier than the sex dungeon below? Is she doing this to get back at me for being late? Whatever, I'll go. The sooner I meet up with her, the sooner I'll feel better about being here. I carefully make my way up the staircase. My legs wobble as I mentally curse the fact that I've chosen real estate. Excuse me. It's in a career that doesn't involve finding apparently dead people on couches and abandoned houses. Upon reaching the top, the grand hallway greets me. Oh boy. The birds! Anyways. It branches out two major wings of the mansion, east and west wing. There are two attics here, one on each side. But the east one has been converted into a storage room of sorts, and somehow I find it least likely for Rose to wander there by herself. Besides, she never did like going to the stuffy storage rooms. What, she liked going to attics instead? So I head towards the west wing, where Martin Sheen is, where a simple wooden door at the end of the hall opens to a small room. Is that right up? Inside, a set of steps leading to the second attic. Ooh, aren't we fancy? Second attic. Unlike the grand staircases throughout though, the stairs to the attic are steep and narrow, made of old stone and covered with a thick coating of dust. I thought they cleaned the place. That kicks up in the air every step you take, every move you make. I'll be watching you. If it wasn't for the light streaming through the door behind me, I might easily stumble and fall. With how old this place is, there are no light features to illuminate. I see 4 here. The passage. Why they didn't bother to add? Because it was the 1600s. Oh, when they renovated. Okay, because it was haunted. Sheesh. They did it. They did it with the rest of the house. A small bedroom welcomes me at the end. There's a bedroom in the attic? They didn't clean shit. It looks exactly as it did since last time I've been here. Full of dust, worn out, and faded by time. Odd. I thought they cleaned everything. Did Ted Cruz miss this room like he did the shots? I can't think of anything witty. I'm drunk, damn it. Cleanliness is the least of my concerns right now. The more pressing matter is Rose. She's not here. Was I dreaming when I talked to him? No, go check the other attic then. I mean, how long you gonna sit here and think about it? I couldn't have. It must have not been a dream. After all, the creepy ambience of this estate is doing such a remarkable job. Sure, I'd stay alert and awake. And I'm sure she said she's here. No, she said Dick. Again, the word attic wasn't together. It was spaced apart. She could have said, I'm having a heart attack. And you just misheard her. She's in the hospital. You uncaring friend. How can you not be there at your friend's time of need? Is this a prank? Or maybe the phone call was Rose's last message to me before the curse got to her. Shut up, brain! You're not helping! Let me silence you with alcohol. Don't make this scarier than it already is. But if she's not here, then where is she? Ellipses sat on the bed and took a nap. Ellipses apparently made that noise also. What the hell was that? Ellipses just stared at me as if there was a ghost behind me. That's it. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. We must have angered even. If we avenge the spirits, I might like that. We must have angered the spirits that lived here. I knew disturbing this mansion was a bad idea right from the very start. But nobody listened. Again, it was just you. But fucking realistic, they say. Or be fucking realistic, they said. And then I think I'm cuckoo because I believe in curses and ghosts and all stuff. But who's alive and who's been taken by the ghosts, huh? Anyways. Me and my outlandish backwater country beliefs. I always strive to be a model employee, but not this time, Bobby. I'm turning back for the sake of my sanity. Blair Real Estate can find another agent who is more fucking realistic to tour people around a haunted mansion. Before leaving, I take one last look at the gloomy old room. Just to check.
Huh? What's this?
My worries about Rose's, wow. I slipped there. Rose's whereabouts must be causing me to miss it when I first entered the room. I don't see it, but clearly there's something on the floor. It looks like... Dun dun dun! She said the title! Lying on the ground, just a couple inches away from my feet. Out of sheer curiosity, it killed the cat! I leaned down to pick it up. Strange. By the way, this was in a demo. I don't recall seeing this the last time I was here. A few days back, me and a few other agents inspected the mansion to prepare for today. I had been the last to look inside the attic and leave, and this certainly hadn't been here. Someone must have left it in this room since then. Did Rose leave this for me? Was she here a while ago? I couldn't have missed it, though, could I? There's only one set of stairs leading to this attic. There's a window. She could have jumped out it. The letter isn't exactly in pristine condition. In fact, it looks rather ancient. The letter is so thin, so rough, I'm worried it'd fall apart if I so much as touch it. But I do anyways. Rip it apart, throw it away, end of game. But with great care, I open it up, and what I read shakes me to my core. What does it say? I'm trying to think of something witty that would shake you to your core. Donald Trump's the smart one. No! Anyways.
What?
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Anyways, I got an achievement there called Help Me. Help me. Help. Anyways. Nothing but the words help me fill the page. All of it seemingly written with a crimson shade. Blood. Yes, blood. I gulp. Was that audible? The same phrase just goes on and on and on and on. The phrase, yeah, until. Send this to 5 people. Damn it! Just crumple up now.
Send this to 5 people or else. Or else what? Or else what?
As quickly as I scan back the paper to peel the envelope, make sure it's not missing out a second page. There's nothing.
Oh, please no.
My hands are trembling as... By the way, can I just send it to 5 random addresses? Do I have to know the people? I found a loophole! I'll send it to people who are dead! Try killing them, bitch! Anyways. The room is suddenly getting colder. I need to get out of here. Folding the paper in half. Again, why? The sight that greets me next has me frozen on spot. Girl, you need a manicure. No, wait a minute. Manicure, pedicure? Which one's feet? I don't know. You need the one with the feet, babe. Folding the paper, yeah. A pair of blood-soaked feet. Blood-soaked? Look like also missing some flesh. All matter of things isn't meant to see. It's too much. All of it is too much. I want to cry. Cry out for help. But the words caught in my throat. Even my feet won't move. Completely paralyzed. Out of terror. Close eyes and pray. Be brave and look up. Story update. I need to face it. Whoever feet these are, I need to look up and see if they have a nice pair. And if I'm going to die, if it's going to kill me, at least I'll know what my killer looks like. And if they also need a haircut as well as a mani-pedi. So, with a deep breath, I summon every ounce of courage I have left in me and shift my gaze upward. I don't know. I mean, it's a nice look. Have you ever thought about going with a bob cut? You know, just nice, short, little integrals, little, like, almost ear length. I tell you, it's a nice summer look. Anyways, no. Please don't hurt me. Oh, right, there's actually voice work. See? Look how beautiful you are when you smile. Without thinking, I stumble towards the door. Why? She needs help. Call 911, you inconsiderate bitch. I struggle to open it, but it won't budge.
Stay away! Go away! Please, Lord, make it go away!
The power of Christ compels you. Why now? Why won't it open? My heart sinks as reality draws in. I'm locked in. Locked in with that. It has a name! I mean, at this point, it's not doing anything other than just... I mean, you can deal with that in a couple hours, right? Have you never been around children? It slowly approaches me as I wrench the doorknob violently back and forth. Oh, there we go. Can't stop, won't stop. Woo! Lucio. Yes. I actually wasn't prepared for that. I also hit space bar, thinking that was space bar, not my progression bar. The door finally swings open, and I couldn't have been happier. By the way, could I just let her kill me? Be the end of the story? I leave out the door, don't look back. It's a flooring rhythm with loud flashing beating in my heart. By the time I run past the hallway, I find myself atop the grand staircase. I fall over, break my neck, the end. The burst. but nothing compared to the feeling of hope at the sight of the exit gives me. Racing down the stairs, a breathy laugh escapes me, and my shoe slips, and I find myself again falling to my demise. Ow, 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 ooh, no, again, boom, 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 boom. Pain rocks my body. My head goes fuzzy and my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious. The last thing I see are those feet. All I know is darkness. Ellipses greets me when I go to hell. So that was the end of the demo. So this is all new territory to me. Ooh. Nice. Fusion! Ho! No? Okay. That's actually an anime intro. Nice. Woo. Hold more than my hand. See, she looks a lot better there. If only I knew Japanese or Chinese. Very dramatic. We only know 6 other people. Doesn't that make it a problem with the chain letter? If you only know like 5 people? Yang Yang Mobile. A breeze breaks the silence. I start to rouse even, pull into conscience against my own will. I never felt this tired before. By the way, new journal entry. A timeline, new. Oh, here we go. I found the letter. Help me. She hurried to leave. Okay. Consciousness. I hear someone mumbling as if covered by silk. I just want to sleep, but instant buzzing, poking, prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up. No!
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swat away at what's nudging me persistently at my side. Can I just get a few more extra minutes of sleep? I promise I'll work hard once I wake up. A hand lightly taps my cheek and something cold is suddenly pressed against my back and my head. An icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling. No, I'm dead! Why are you speaking through a speaker? The fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. Sexy ladies! Are you the mistress? The dominatrix? Anyways, they're looking down at me. Looking at me is Rose. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask what someone else is with her. Or who. Rose's posture is breathing, just worrying, although she keeps a straight face, or trying to at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides a few seconds later until only a mild throbbing somewhere at my back of my head remains. While a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if the light ache in the area is any indication.
All right, Isabella, where are we?
This is Spain, and I am the Queen Isabella. You are my loyal subject, and we shall conquer the Americas. Even though they're not called that yet.
The Ermengarde Mansion.
The Ermengarde.
Ow, my head.
You fell down after reading a letter and getting chased by a spirit.
And the date today?
September 7th, 2018. Oh, it's already the 7th. Right, it's midnight in Montgomery.
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweet! I can also touch my nose. I'm not that drunk, officer. I can't do the alphabet backwards, though. I can't do that sober. Why the hell am I... Anyways.
15, 14, 13, 12 teen. No, that's wrong.
12 teen. She's right.
Why are we doing this?
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
Who are you, mysterious authority lady? This time I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her, her stunning and raven locks, her luscious blue eyes. Why does Rose's eyes match her hair? Anyways, the beautiful buxtrous brunette next to her, though. And here I thought Rose is already tall. Who is she anyways? One of the remaining clean crews? But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit as expensive suit as that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp glaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does. She may be far from a clean crew, but she certainly looks like a supervisor during a evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eye both of them, but reluctantly recite everything as asked. Rose releases a breath of relief for once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance.
Still should. Could be bleeding on the inside.
Are you alright?
No! Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews.
Who had really nasty feet. You should have
I
seen.
sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure.
Spirit. You ever seen The Ring?
Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
But Rose and the lady looked at me like just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on forever. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was her trainee. I should have shown this to troublesome clients, I should have shown blah 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 blah. It also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd and may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes out both. She takes both of my soldiers, gently squeezes them, and with as much patience as she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright? What happened?
Chased by a spirit, usual.
I don't know. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion. Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
Sure, why not? It would help out at this point.
I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Sure you can. You're given a day off. Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I just can't miss an opportunity because a minor bump in the head. you know, the spirit, the nasty feet, all that stuff. No, money's important. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose a bonus from the company, but that's completely beside the point. I'm not putting money in front of my health. Heart attack over. Rose gave me a skeptical look when I returned cold compressed to her and pushed myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine. Fall down the stairs.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange worried glances, and Rose assumes a complimentary look. Whatever. I am too drunk to read.
All right, you in.
This is why I'm glad they're speaking to me. Yeah, spill it up for
If
me.
I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Again, we could have the open house later.
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
Clear as this blood coming out of my head.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
What, the date or dating?
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
I mean, it's just part of my ponytail now.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Yeah, that's why you should call the ambulance anyways. The woman is looking expectantly at two of us. Her stance makes it makes me shrink back a little myself. She isn't really damn it, ellipses, I can't read. Well, she is. But not in the scary, negative way. Far from it. Actually, her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. At our lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunder.
My sincerest apologies, Miss McCulloch.
McCulloch! McCulloch! Oh, yeah, you bastard. You're a da bastard, aren't you? Maylee McCulloch, Toilet Rose Designs. She hands me her business card. So she designs? Interior designer, yeah. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I wouldn't hold it against her though. Despite the heresies and remaining uninhabitability, fact that it hasn't been lived in for years, the mansion originally fittings and furniture have been kept. So this is all unique stuff, intact and pristine condition. Bullshit! It's been 400 years. Something must have fell apart. Look at that smile. I mean, Rose is just on it. Girl, you go. Saleswoman of the year. I suppose some people find that a trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm. Or she's just going to take all the antiques and sell them.
Miss McCulloch.
McCulloch.
And this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place.
I love her voice.
I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Rose confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And again, my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home.
So someone already bought this place?
This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
It is, oh my god.
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix this awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges. Relationship status update. There are a few moments given to clear my nervous...
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
It's almost flinch as she turns to gaze me. I'm out of whiskey. I may have screwed up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in this
The
business.
mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought, after I finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyways. Given the proper explanation, she surely
I
understands.
thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
Sure, will do. Love your voice.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
Isn't it Santos Wanda? Oh, she's new. Oh, she's again at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people. It's only one people don't get the letter. People. That's an improper use of English. With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. This seems to be the end of it. Sweet, end of the game. Good. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job. What, the tumbling and talking about ghost parts, or swell with pride? Something else in me is swelling. I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxembourg office and check even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if, for some reason, someone had already decided without me and Rose knows, and after I got cursed, that someone already bought the house. There's a whole new level unfair. We've been working so hard on this. Moments later, Miss Kruger, anyways, returns looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. I feel a bit sorry for having her to go through all the trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I
Sure.
was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive.
What,
I
from
might as well
Ireland?
meet him here.
Again, I love that voice.
Certainly. You can stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those.
In her prison pouch.
Can you please get it for me?
With pleasure. Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
Hurry. We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
Will do.
Okay, got it.
Journal update, yeah. 2 of them disappear behind the parlor doors. Documents, stillness to keep me company, neither, blah, blah, blah. Again, new, it's just in the journal. Oh, there's multiple pages. Again, because a lot's happening today, isn't it? There we go. So, yeah. That's nice. Okay, impossible. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just a paranormal, a temporary lapse of having heard all those tales in this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Wait, was that what it said? I'm drunk. Better to think of it as such so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ. As if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place ASAP. I don't know what in this house. I don't know what's in this house yet. And I don't want to know. Except you already explored it fully, so you know what's in this house. The key Rose just handed me digs into the palm. Jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clenching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Drugs, blow and hookers. Hugging my blazer. You had a blazer? Holding my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money, get the blow. Alright, who spilled all the blood? Fuck, a flock of birds! Anyways, a flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the door. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or undressed. I like the way I said it. Standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of various colors, composed and medium-sized crowd. Composed? What? The necks, arms, and fingers all adorned with silver, gold, glittering in the afternoon sun. Some have even ridiculously fancy features of feathered hats on their heads. Feathers, you hear that? If you keep this up, you'll be headwear. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby. Right here, that was your cue. There they are, magpies. Living in stories, these birds will have a field day with this. They are muttering among themselves, looking at this facade, praising with some arguing about whose mansion has superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. Let's start the Hunger Games! Anyways, they don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Boys and girls! No, okay.
This is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
We want you to fill out the email notification so we can spam you constantly with houses that are available for sale.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
That is the first floor! Anyways, hearing this, a few wander to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing stairs. Miss Culligan also joins our group, but what really catches my eye are the boobs of this blonde. I mean, is the elegantly dressed pair of boobs. I mean, she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you. When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
In bed.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
Mom, again, I love her voice.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Marianne. Oh, you're a sexy bastard.
Oh, you know each other?
Biblically.
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
And they must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine or television or wanted poster. I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up in the news one way or another. I wouldn't be surprised if those two already have. For people who are popular though, they have dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity aren't as dressy as loud. I was about to say they were pretty quaint. Anyways, they canned up. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn heads of most people in my group, especially the men with their wandering eyes below her neckline. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind, though. Yeah, he's banging the McLaughlin. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I say he's basking in their attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they are brother and sister. Well, again, Games of Thrones tells us one thing. Doesn't make a difference. Public display attention. The matching rings. How do you know what's on the inside? Just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. However, couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think about canceling the listing. Just hope one of these people, or Rose's group, is brave and generously enough to buy this mansion. Why was this in italicized? And so, with papers in hand, I lead the way. As you see here, these people were big fans of the Walt Disney classic Beauty and the Beast. If you come over here, we'll go to the ballroom they designed with cups and animated. They didn't just build robotics. They actually cursed various forms of dinnerware so they would have the realistic story. So if you do buy this, you do have to sacrifice 4 virgins every decade to keep the silverware appeased. Otherwise, the devil will reclaim this land. So that's very important. Otherwise, the whole country is doomed to be under the servant of our Lord Lucifer. So, again, that is in the contract, just so you're aware when you buy this property. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going, ooh, ah, over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of this place, I answered them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture, mostly. By the way, just get rid of that new. Is it, yeah, okay. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. The website, mainly. I mean, I could tell them all the time about this being haunted. I just don't want to talk about the website. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process,
making them completely valueless. That's right, valueless. We made them valueless because we took away their original originality.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Yes, it's called a window pane, you ditz.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde.
Ermengarde.
The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it.
Because it's part of the curse.
It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
Like yours is your top. By the time I've stopped talking, her attention has already wandered elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, Mom.
Mom.
But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything.
Daddy's going to take care of it for us.
Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Like, let's just destroy this whole thing and make a hockey arena. We'll make millions! The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, 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 let these guys be the one. Especially our group, eventually our group reaches a kitchen. Oh, hey, new place. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been into restoring a basement. That's where they hid the bodies. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like one I've seen only in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much pain in the arse cleaning this would be, they still managed to pull it off. Or make it look passable, at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Perfect place to hide bodies.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy, Gray, speaks up. Luke Wright, my memory supplies from signed earlier. Suddenly, catches me off guard. Since they started our tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me an impression of a child who has seen something that he absolutely wants for Christmas. I always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. Or on a grown man? It's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have
Slave
been
labor.
picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
And you didn't just read that off of paper.
It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Love, didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard?
We
Perhaps you could start one here.
we could buy the houses next door of the poor people and just build it off of their blood. Use their bodies to fertilize it.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
So you have plenty of fertilizer in the ground already. There's a complex expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he started to show interest in this house, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work. That seems weird. That's right, but I don't know why it comes out weird from my mouth. But I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score! I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC held a survey of the property, now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet ache. Maybe it's just my excitement over a possible sale. Now, this is the parlor. You may hear the chanting of ghosts here, but that's part of this mansion's charm. Again, how many of you own a mansion? Okay, good chunk of you. How many of you own a mansion haunted by a ghost? That's right. Just think of the stories you can tell. You'll be the only one of your rich friends that can say, my parlor has the creepy chantings of a ghost. Just think about it. Think of the stories you can tell. And think about the potential TV deals. When people want to come to your mansion to film, you can just charge them whatever you want because you have the goods. So, do I have any offers? Anyways, we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. It starts off small, goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Whispers in my ears and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that have gone when I turn to look. That are gone. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break. Anyways. If I could just.
Excuse me, everyone. We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit a while I retreat to a quiet corner and recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I let out a... I know what you did last summer. Was an okay movie. Anyways, what?
Hello, you there?
Hi, Big Boobed.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Yep, and dealing with your bitchiness is also helping. Not helping.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
That's correct, whore.
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with?
Don't correct her. You don't correct her. You're now Isabel forever.
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Hi, like your YouTube channel.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
Tomorrow. Just give me the money. My brain completely stops. The sick feeling was replaced by bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished. A sale would be great and all.
She stops me from speaking any further, puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, there's a tight smile. She looks at me as if tasted by a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem.
$5 billion then, you whore! Can you do that? Oh, you can? Sweet. Sign the deal.
And place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
I heard you, you bitch.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure
Ma'am
there's
Hana?
not enough space here if you want pets.
More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind either or.
But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Sure. Did you get that off the Titanic, by the way?
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us.
Lady! Just, again, 5 billion. You got it? You actually have that with you right now. You want to pay cash? How? Okay, I'm not asking.
Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
Sure. I like small circles up and down and humming while you're down there.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
Or legal?
What are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
Oh, I thought you guys were bulking in the back room.
What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
By the way, I mean, you're trying to surprise him with a house to buy, but you took him on a tour of the house. Not really a surprise. Anyways, I try not to wince when her arm nails deep into my shoulder. Story update. Imploring Miss McLaughlin gives me an apologetic smile and shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the paperwork from my hand and shuffles it through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry for me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Sure.
Isabella.
Just, again, don't correct her. She's about to make you rich, you whore.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Again, just shut up.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your... What's this?
Oh, what? Oh. Oops.
That's, an interesting one.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to...
So this is how they accidentally get caught into the curse.
Seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your taste. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
Yeah, usually emails. It's my turn to be puzzled. What do you mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with this way Madam is leading conversation, I'm afraid exactly what's happening.
It's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's...
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
Yeah, she's good at stroking my ego. A smile back on her face, she turns to me and hands me this strange piece of
I
paper.
would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, anyway, as I was saying...
I didn't hear the rest of what she said after that. I can only stare down at the paper and the letter in my hand. The side crinkles in my grip and breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? You're looking pale.
I don't even notice when Rose's group joins us. I want nothing more than to say no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place because I remember everything as clear as day. The letter and the woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Carelessly, I've been so careless. How do I even tell them without looking like I've gone mad? Don't show her the letter, I guess. I don't. If I show her the letter, does she become part of the curse? If I don't, Oops. I was in the middle. Okay, don't show her.
Rose.
The words are stuck in my throat. I want to tell her, I really do. But is she going to believe me? She already dismissed me earlier. Concussion, she said. It's not. There really is something in this house, in this attic, in that letter. I'm going to go after. By the way, what happened here? Rose is not here, so... Oh. How did we get... Well, apparently we gotta bang Miss McLaughlin. I'm all for that. Her accent and her... I mean, she looks beautiful. Anyways, house, letter, blah, blah, blah. Please believe me.
Me. Is Isabella...
Madame Hannah's voice breaks through the haze, bringing my cloud of mind. Rose is looking down at me, worried, etched in her features. I don't even notice when she removed the wrinkled paper from my hands and pushed down to sit on the nearby chair. From the edge of my vision, I could also make out that Miss McLaughlin asking a passing food server for a glass of water. Though, through it all, Mr. Wright stands in the sidelines. Although curious, he appears more inclined to watch than to help. They are likely to believe me as Rose. They are as likely to believe me as Rose does. To everyone, whoever in this house is just a hoax. What? Blah 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 blah.
Bella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
How about a wambulance? She offers the drink and I push it away. I need to get out of the house before I cause an even bigger commotion. Clear my head and take a breath of fresh air. Anything to take my mind off of things. No one is going to believe me anyway.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
See, this is what happens when you don't like people's art. Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff and make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if the place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble to Rose, and I cause trouble, and Rose can be quite forgiving of this behavior like this. I'm almost at the door when she catches up to me.
Wait.
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts from something gentler, eye softener, and a fond smile on her lip.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands and a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more of an automatic response than anything else. I'll throw it away if I can, but I have a nagging feeling that one way or another, it will find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how... I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this.
What, you think the letter is me saying help me?
I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery.
No, I prefer one without the ghost.
But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
I just about sold the house, bitch. I don't know what you've been doing. My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
You know, one of us got attacked by a ghost today. Was it you? No, then, you give me a minute.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel.
And I feel it daily.
But after this, I really think you should take a break.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress.
Yeah, I can feel it still.
Please, humor me just this once.
Sure, 2 rabbits walk into a bar. They become food. What, you don't like that sense of humor? She clasps her hands together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. Wait a minute. She claps her hand together in front of her. Oh, like a begging. Oh, I gotcha. And I do understand, to some extent. That doesn't mean I feel any less awful. Whether, yeah, at myself, or at the unlucky turn of situation, or at her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
I mean, you get the rest. Just take a beer, take a break.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Yeah, you owe me a handy.
I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment.
Was that the one where you found the dead body?
He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
Sure you don't, noob. Yeah, we left the buyers behind. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget the mishap that just happened. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
All in good in the hood. I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I was fine until, you know, the whole ghost of Cabela? Yeah, the hunting place.
Invalid, Rose.
You are.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, alright? Don't even think of going anywhere. Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked.
It's called a clitoris, and if you paid attention to it, we might have a better relationship.
At least wait for me to call someone who will fetch you, okay?
Okay. She's gone before I can voice one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in this area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass window. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques. No, they are worthless because you restored them. So not priceless, worthless antiques decorating the room. One group of elders gathered some way across from me is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost the more. Those shoe Microsoft reward. Oh, you actually can't see that. Hopefully you can't see that. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing the last few months. Heart attack over. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Let's go to college. Hey, welcome back, Roberto. Maybe this afternoon hangout will help. Speaking of which, I should call Ash. I challenge you to a duel. No, wait a minute, that's the wrong anime. It's a few hours earlier from what I've told him, but he did ask me to call him once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, it's despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. And his giant cock. I might actually. It's been I've seen it on sale. Far Cry 3, yeah. Might give it a shot. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be too busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a fuel per asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects.
Shit. What's up, Bob trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers watch out.
What?
Shit, how loud is this thing even?
Better not lie. I'm a cool
Is that his ringtone?
for an Asian guy.
A sharp ringing follows the attire, disturbing the plane quite soon. My eyes dart around the small crowd before zeroing in on a lone figure crouched behind some group of old people. You're from Pallet Town! He's facing away from me, fumbling with something in his hands. But I don't need to see his face to know whose back this is. If I know an ass, I know that ass. And I recognize that dumb Parker anywhere. It's the same one in this picture here. Without bothering to... Just stop the phone call! And what happened today, I'm really not in the mood to deal with this. Yep, again, same one. Catch him. Ash, catch him. What happens next is something I'm sure to regret later for not having recorded. He jumps and lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slapping out of his grip. Sound effect included. It bounces from one hand to another in his poor attempt to catch it before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clack. I kind of feel sorry for that phone. And the floor. But it's not every day that you catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction like that. Damn, his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory. He's a detective? Sure. Matter how small. An awkward pause passed between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his with a grin, threatens... Oh, hold on. Oh, my... excuse me. Watch died. Threatens to break out from his lip. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens up, but flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. He blushes. In another universe where we hadn't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I'd find this adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxious, calm, and collective disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cats.
You actually call him Ashhole.
Greeted like a normal person, you know.
Yeah, but that ringtone enough is reason for me to call you an Ashhole.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way.
Flirty much.
I should have taken a picture.
Yep. Hindsight's 2020.
I'm so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Yeah.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
Didn't you have to sign something? For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. What, full and content? Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damages or scratches. He seems to be more interested, interesting actively than explaining himself. What, catch him?
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
Trying to sneak in a peek at your lovely ass. Anyways, he chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze before I can figure out what he caught his attention. He places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
He's checking out the two rich people, aren't he? Still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all.
Yeah, I know, detectives have nothing but free time.
So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Yeah, you don't believe that.
Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
Uh-huh.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it.
It was, again, he went by an alias, Brock.
And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
No, they don't.
Okay, I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now...
Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if something around him, as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'd drop the subject and wouldn't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I think I want to tell him about, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural? He'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Especially, except maybe if it's Becca. He likes redheads with boobs. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give me an explanation why those things have no chance of even being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at me at every single chance he'll get. What an asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does this to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Maybe literal. Because it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep in my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
Fine, I'll give you a handy. Will that shut you up?
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Leave without you, whore. A rush of air. Birds! Greet me as soon as the main doors open. Not the usual autumn drift, but it's a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quickly behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch me. He calls out once, twice, thrice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling back. Shadows beckoning. Sorry! Already donated! You know, what if I just call Beakman? You know, the Ghostbusters? Just take care of you? I don't look back. We spin the ride back to Luxembourg in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. What a crappy radio station if it's disjointed music you're listening to. You just follow me everywhere, don't you? Occasionally, Ash would reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume. I can't read. I need to quit while I'm ahead. I was never ahead. But otherwise, he doesn't say anything. And neither do I. However, the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, the passing birds, in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It's a gun. He wants me to rob a bank. It hits me clearly on the chin before... Warn me! Anyways, I can make my move, catch it. A small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes a smirk about from clearly from his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road ahead. I swear he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flipped the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
No. Yep. My stomach rumbles loudly, and an empty, gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there. I did skip breakfast and lunch and dinner and lunch and dinner again, so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the hollow feeling's new to me, though. If anything, it's just one of those things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years of growing up poor. Thanks. Then I tear. Thanks. Then I tear. I give him a thanks. Then I tear open the package and start nibbling the edges of the bar. Apart from the acknowledgement nod, Ash doesn't say anything after the small exchange. For that, I am thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag you to death. I mean women. Am I right?
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life.
Again, you should have just took everything off. It would have made a lot easier to sell stuff.
Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if
and you might be hell-bound because of it.
You aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh, the kind that screams, I'm right, and I told you so. I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch the thing with the rights. Story update. Why, of all the times, do I have to screw up like this in front of an important customer, no less? I owe, oh boy, Rose a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
I'm happy, 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 HAPPY!
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa.
Again! How often does this happen?
Or is it the wardrobe this time?
This is, how many dead bodies? He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heart beat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
Again, is dead bodies normal in real estate?
You made them angry?
Not angry. Just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything?
And stuff.
Your clients. The rights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not without revealing everything. So I change the subject, I guess.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
So hold on, that again, everything seems to be positive with other people, except for Hannah. So if I did something else, would that have been popular with Hannah and not Miss McLaughlin? And Luke, who cares about Luke? Isabella. Oh, I can't romance myself. Here we go.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
We were hunting the elusive wombat in the outback. I don't know. An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject is something to something else is better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works on him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glaze over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Oh wait, outside the sun has already started its ascent, casting vibrant orange glows on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears that Ash has taken the longer route. Odd, because he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just
Odd, but he's okay.
Chat?
Didn't we just? Oh what?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Millennials. Anyway.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Just because I typed LOL doesn't mean I'm actually laughing.
Shut up. And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch in the arm. He overreacts, crashes the car at the end. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It only makes his head bigger. Spaka Ash.
Alright. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
It was the guy, the right guy, yeah. He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, a big case that he's been stuck working on, stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we caught each other online. Although most of it are trimmed down versions, only things he can tell. He's always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions. Just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it too much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to entertain, regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, nope, not really. Mama would have never allowed that. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be detectives. But the idea is still there, along with the countless others I let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we've arrived at the movie place. Same as movie house. Point of return. A point of no return. I'm about to say it should be, yeah. Ooh, sexy redhead. Wanted. Nice music. Batch, coming soon. A point of no, so it is the name of the movie. Pocket Chibi, coming soon. Bat Cat soon. Anyways, a small crowd has already formed in the front of the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxembourg Independence Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this crowd is no different. It only been a few indie films screening with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I've only seen a few movies. I can read, but I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is really a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Lovely relaxing music. Speaking of the guy, he is impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as he passes by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone imitating. He's scary at first sight. I did, back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard, once, early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach.
Buzz, is this the height difference? I thought they were making a hype joke by putting her. I forget that's actually just her. Okay, Sprite. There's Zach.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see.
How you doing? Zach face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so not to bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he reaches near, Zach slides into position.
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
Can I uninstall this? Cringy. The awkward nook that extends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Someone to our left, a girl, giggles, and only then do I become aware of the mouth hanging open. I almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record I should be used to it by now. Zach seems to be anyways.
Stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's a funness underneath his expressional tone. If there was any other person, he'd probably be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made these words harmless to others' ears. Or at least enough that they both take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
So he's talking about feathers, not poop.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes. And then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding. You know you can always count on me.
You got a friend in me. It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach to help with something. Sex, if you don't get... Yeah, again. Going at it really hard and a pillow burst so you got some chicken down on him. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with these adventures. Again, they're going to bathhouses, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely nothing illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Ah, well, boys will be boys. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash with his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
I think so.
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true. And exposition. Why are we being told this? Anyways, they know each other for all along than any of us childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness.
How many people have that accent? No, just kidding. Speak of the devil. Without a warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little, face almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on either side of my head and keeps me still. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face. How are you? Are you all right?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't know how my family, Since I don't have my family living close by, and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company's Becca's contact number in case of emergency. I should have known Rose would call her. I pushed Becca's hands from my face, although she let go, her eyebrows restrained, drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Ash snickers. I bite my urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, and all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
Yeah, you know, just blacked out. Like, just your typical day.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
That's just because you look ugly.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Sometimes something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Jealous bitch. Anyways.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different.
I shoot him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. Oh, we're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud side unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When at the last she releases a deep breath, nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her with a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Yep. Jealous bitch.
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
Sure.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do.
And you pull out the letter, don't you?
What's this?
Yep. A piece of paper.
No! Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care!
Looks ancient, too.
I try to reach for it before he holds out the paper above his head. Sensitive about my own height, but right now I really wish I had the height advantage on him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any Hold on a second. This is...
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now...
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that.
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. Great. So now, hold on. So, 1, 2, 3, so 3 plus... There's been 6 people who've seen this already. Am I free of the curse? I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening, burst out of me. Vague, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful, sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns with full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone, please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
10, to be precise. Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see them. I don't want to see them. The letters, the words, every stroke is written in blood, is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should just throw it away when I should have just thrown it away when I had a chance. That way.
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I am surprised with how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Man, she looks beautiful in this painting.
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed.
Maybe.
You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke.
I'm sorry.
Well, I
Oh,
saw
damn it.
something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
What's with this face? Looks like she's about to kill a bitch.
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all
Then a
in
quick
danger.
time.
I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
Because it's hard to believe this?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other.
What thing and what thing?
When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without a word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag, with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, saw a ghost, probably lost a sale, and got kicked out of an open house I'm supposed to be hosting. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy! Well, I'll show you who's crazy! Ha 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 ha! Sorry, that was supposed to be me leaving. To top it off, there's a dull ache in the back of my head begging for a little attention I can't afford to give right now. Honestly, there's so much a person can take with a single... Within a single day, I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, eat some ramen, and go to sleep.
Guys!
Zach rarely ever raises his voice. Then, at a point when he's he's voiced even when there's a point to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from this argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Sure.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
Why am I the only one that we get to talk with chat? Anyways, he has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning to set a reminder. He never does that. Becca, too. I'm pretty sure that's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempt to lighten things up, or Ash, for questioning, the tightness in my chest remains. I should just keep to myself, at least, when the idea, kept this to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might not have turned out the way it had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless, so careless. Maybe leaving is the best decision. By the way, I can save at any point, can't I? I should have been saving at previous points. Shite. Let's stay for the movie. By the way, who? What? No! Damn it! I don't care about these guys. I want to be with Becca. Any other day, I excuse myself and go straight home, but this something special is Zach, something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with a few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? No, it comes through your TV. I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what my mama told me. She also told me to stop playing with myself, but I didn't listen. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zack. A smile is back on my face when I look back at them.
Keep arguing here. We're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
Gut punch from... This time I send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash. Being vertically challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby. I'm not one.
Oh, don't cry.
Stop it.
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too. If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call for her. Ash and I exchange a look, that the same question likely swimming in our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? No, she just wants that booty, Ash. Anyways. Oh, hello, Eureka. I'm trying to ask her. I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food, I promise.
But you'll miss it.
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? It ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember?
Hey, how are you doing today, Eureka? Eureka, excuse me. Watching, yeah.
I'll be in there soon.
Our friendly, one friendly tap on my shoulder, and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise, most of the crowd is already inside. There's nothing much for us to do now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside. And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
You're talking during the movie? Rude assholes. Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steers towards what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zack was the one who brought it up again. I'm doing good. I got back from LA yesterday, slept in, did some recording from the studio that did this one, and I hadn't done this video, so I decided to do a live stream of this. Anyways, this is the game. We got a letter in a haunted mansion. The ring lady came through and we're now cursed our friends accidentally. Anyways, in his own movie premiere. Now the film's just serving as background noise while we speak in hushed tones, carefully not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'll get kicked out for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us because she's mad at us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something to offend her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he didn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation then?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I could...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
Maybe. It depends on where the body's buried.
There are no ghosts, Zack. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Yeah, about 400 years. Oh, the house did change hands over the years from one distant relative to one distant relative of the Ummergurds to the other. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remains that way up until the current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of
I
that?
didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering a suggestion, are you?
Sure, you just get a priest, an old one, and a young one. That's always the thing. You always have to have an old and a young one. That's just standard exorcism practice.
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
I like his suggestion. There's a very few times in my life I wish I could... excuse me, my growls could kill. This is one of those
Ash,
times.
That is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
I'm going to rip your dick off.
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out.
Is this going to be a choice?
And probably put your fears to rest, since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right too. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They only giving me the suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to at least hear me out.
So, what do you think?
Damn it, I don't want to choose.
We'll go with what...
I don't know.
The priest or the professor? What do I do? What do I do? On one hand, they both start with P's. On the other hand, one is shorter than the other. They both have R's, but only one of them has an I in it. The other one has two O's and an F. The F is pretty impressive, I must say. On the other hand, the background noise has been repeating it for a while, so, I'm trying to listen to what the actual background is saying. Slave labor, human trafficking. So it's just, again, it's what the visuals are talking about. It's probably talking about the African trade back in the colonial times. Yeah, slavery, racist. Yeah, anyways. Okay, by the way, I'm going to note. So, meet with a priest, meet with a professor. Professor.
Think about it, but if ever, I'd like to give talking to Andrew a try.
So what happened? Aston went up, but that's it. I want to get back with Becca. I'm disappointed that it went down. Anyways,
Is that okay? Won't he have other things to do?
He is a bit busy, but he'll make time for me. He's my go-to person when I'm stuck in something. He won't mind
like
if I bring
mud?
a friend with me this time.
If you're sure.
I guess that settles it then.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. You're not even paying attention yourselves.
That's why she's mad.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
I believe the big boob British woman is right.
That's what you're all doing. I really...
Sorry, didn't mean to click.
Stop now.
I throw her apologetic look, even if Ashley's one that the only one she would be reprimanding, but the attention is already back to the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her rather. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after the kind you can only share with people you're most at ease with. You're watching a film. Anyways, for the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Journal. Okay. Night, fine. I'll just to get rid of the new part there. There you go. Went to the film. Blah blah blah. Okay. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling, full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply just wandering about. Walking in this area of unfamiliar soul, a sea of unfamiliar soul, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxembourg. I was afraid to, at one point, back when I was new and had just set foot in this place for the first time. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels kind of like home. Zack and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed the other side of the road. The former claiming he got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the end of the day. And Ash? Who knows? He never talks. Sometimes he just randomly appears at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that too, Zack, a lot. Much to the latter's frustration. He's a bum. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of his laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
Don't have to yell!
No problem, Zack. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
How are you talking? I'm gone from the mansion, bitch. I can't help you.
Huh?
Nope, not going to. A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning, my chest tightening, breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blur. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Help me. Pleading, even as I clutch my eyes. Even as I clench my eyes tight and I grasp my hands over my ears. Whispering, whispering, whispering. Calling out. Help me. Please.
No, not me.
Help me. Somebody. Help me.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
No, it's Captain... I actually blank on the... I'm having a stroke, aren't I? I can't remember... Major Tom to ground control. There we go. At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps back into place. The murmurs are gone. When I open my eye, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Whatever you say.
Oh, yeah. Just... Okay, sorry. I spaced out. You always do that.
Really? Bitch. Anyways, I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. Excuse me. There are only Zack and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I'm trying not to let it show. Trying not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Peace out!
Yeah, see ya!
Another glance and a final wave. We go off our separate ways. I like that, actually rhymed. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give me back the normalcy in my life, then so be it. There we go. I'm calling it here. I've been, 2 hours. Darkness impersonating me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. Trap myself. Why am I holding so? Anyways. So, let me quickly save this here. I should have been saving more often. I've been a horrible visual novel player. I'm supposed to save at every option so I can go back immediately, but at least I can skip in the future. So, anyways, so can I go back to the menu here? Branching tree. Oh, no, cancel. So, actually, hold on. If I go back to the previous chapter and do that. Huh. So I can actually see what the branching tree is. I'll do that afterwards. But can I go back to the menu? Nope. Text. Oh, anyways, all that aside, I'm stopping here. Thanks for stopping by, Eureka. Sorry it was so quick for you, but yeah, I've been recording for a couple hours. Voice is giving out. Again, I don't know why I do visual novels because I have to read a lot, but at least this has voice work. So, anyways, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Roberto, thanks for stopping by. Everyone else, thanks for stopping by. I should be home tomorrow, so I might do another live stream. I don't know if I'll do this or something else, but I just want to get around to play this since I played one of these guys' games earlier today, and I realized I hadn't played this, and I backed it back in 2017, so last year. So I just want to get around to playing it to see how it's changed since the demo. But either or, if you look at the links down below, the guys who made this are making a dating sexy time simulation set in medieval fantasy times type thing. I played a demo of it. That video should be out soon. But otherwise, check out the links down below if you want to find out more about this game or more about Love Esquire, which is, again, their dating sim game they're coming out with, which got funded. So, all that aside, information down below. Hit that like button. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Something about the bell. Does anyone know what the hell the bell actually does? I have not clicked the bell once, and I don't know what it does. But you know what? Click it all the same because supposedly YouTube does. I don't know. Maybe it sells your soul to YouTube. Who knows? Anyways, all that aside, let me know what you think down below. Eureka, thanks again for stopping by. Everyone else, thanks for stopping by. Oops. Sorry, it did the skip interrupted. I didn't know. It's Control-Tab, by the way, to go to my streaming software. And apparently that also does some stuff here. But anyways, all that aside, thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.